Hello students, today we are going to start Chapter 10 Forests and Wildlife. In this chapter we are going to discuss about the different kinds of forest and wildlife. So whenever you think of a forest, a picture occurs in your mind that it is a dark place where different kind of trees are grown and it is full of wild animals. This is the picture of forest in our mind. So, forests have natural vegetation. What is the meaning of natural vegetation? Natural vegetation means that plants are growing on their own. What is the meaning of natural vegetation? That plants are growing on their own. The first topic which we are going to discuss is importance of forest. So, do you know how forests play an important part in our lives? So forests are useful to us in many ways. How? We get timber, means the wood, the firewood which we burn, pulp, lac, resin, gum, herbs, grasses and leaves from the forest. These are the things we get from the forest. Timber, firewood, pulp means any kind of a pulp. We also get lac, resin, gum like material for wax type material, herbs, grasses, leaves from the forest. Timber is one of the most important products of the forest. Timber is useful in building houses, tools, furniture, and your railway sleepers. Paper is made from the wood pulp. Paper is also made from the wood pulp. Forest controls the flood. It prevents the soil erosion. You know the meaning of soil erosion. Removal of the topsoil by the wind, water, air. So, forest, it controls the floods and prevents soil erosion also. Roots of the trees hold soil in its place. So, roots help in holding the soil in its place. Trees, they give us oxygen. Forest, they keep the temperature or the air fresh and cool. Forest provide shelter to wild animals and it is helpful in causing rainfall also. So, in these ways, forest is helpful to us. You can see the map of India. Different kinds of forest is being shown to you. There are 5 kinds of forest. Evergreen forest. Evergreen forest is being shown to you with the green color. You can see the green color. Here your evergreen forest are there. Deciduous forest, the brown part. This is your deciduous forest. Thorny forest, that is in your Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab, some parts here also, plateau region. Tidal forest. Tidal forest is very less seen, but it is seen near here, like this. Here you can find a tidal forest, mainly in West Bengal. Next is Coniferous Forest. Coniferous Forest, you can see the upper part. Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, and Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim. So there is your Coniferous Forest. So these are 5 kinds of forest. Evergreen forest, deciduous forest, thorny forest, tidal forest and coniferous forest. Now we are going to discuss about the evergreen forest. As the name suggests, evergreen. These kinds of forests remain green throughout the year. Throughout the year they are green in color. These trees never shed their leaves fully and so they are always green. They don't shed their leaves. They are found in hot and wet regions of our country. They are mainly found in hot and wet regions of our country. These forests are very dense. When you go in these forests, you will see trees, trees, trees everywhere. They are covered with trees. Greenery is there. The slopes of the Western Ghats and the hills of northeastern India. So, in the map, you can see Western Ghat slopes and the northeastern part of India is covered with evergreen forest. The trees are very tall. They form a canopy. Okay, they form a canopy. Canopy means a thick growth is there. They form a canopy there from where the sunlight is coming. A canopy like structure. Canopy here generally means a thick covering of the forest, means the sun does not shine through onto the ground below. Okay, this much heavy trees or plants are there in the evergreen forest. It is covered, as you can see in the diagram. So this is covered full of with the trees, everything. So when the sunlight comes, sunlight does not shine through onto the ground which is below, because of the dense vegetation here. So the wood of trees, means these trees, is hard and valuable. These trees are very hard. Wood is very hard and they are very valuable also. Ebony, mahogany, and rosewood are example of the trees which are found in evergreen forest. Next is deciduous forest. The trees in these forests, they shed their leaves in the summer season. Which season? Summer season. The main trees found in deciduous forest are sal, shisha, means your rosewood, and teak. Teak means from which furniture and everything which is used in house. So wood of these trees is used for making furniture and the building materials in the houses. You will find these forests in the southern plateau. We did a chapter southern plateaus and along with the foothills of Himalayas. These forests are being found in the southern plateaus and the foothills of the Himalayas. This is your deciduous forest. You can see trees shed their leaves here. Okay, in the summer season. Main trees are sal, shisham, teak. Wood is being used for making furniture and building material, and we will find these kinds of forest in southern plateau and the foothills of Himalayas. Next is thorny forest. Trees in these forests have very long thorns and long roots. They are thorny, thorns are there, and they are having long roots also. They can live without water for a very long period of time. You must have seen cactus at your home. So cactus is a plant which can live without water for a very long period of time. These are found in the thorny forest. Thorns are also there on the cactus. It is mainly found in Rajasthan and parts of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Common trees are babool, cactus, and kikar. These are the common trees which are found in the thorny forest. And thorny forest you can see in Rajasthan, some parts of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Next is your coniferous forest. These are found in higher Himalayan mountains and parts of Nilgiri hills. You can see it is mainly found in Himalayan mountains and parts of Nilgiri hills. They are very tall, pointed, have a needle shaped leaves. Trees bear cones, means whenever you see trees of these forest, coniferous forest, you will find it is a cone shape. See. So these are found in the higher Himalayan mountains and parts of Nilgiri hills. They have very tall, pointed, and have a needle-shaped leaves. And trees bear cones, means they look like a cone. The main trees are cheer, fir, spruce, silver fir is also found here. The pulp of these trees is used for making paper. The wood pulp of these trees, it's generally used for making paper. These trees also yield resin. Resin means a gum-like material, wax-like material, and turpentine oil, which is used as an ointment that is found in your coniferous forest. Turpentine oil. Tidal forest. Tidal forests are found in deltas of Ganga, Mahanadi, and Godavari. A tree which is called Sundari or mangrove is found in the Ganga delta. Remember this thing. A tree which is called Sundari or mangrove is found in Ganga delta. So this are called the Sundarban delta. Country should have 1/3 of its total area under forest and 1/5 of our country is under forest. Okay, so 1/5 of our country is covered with forest. Trees have been cut down because our population is growing day by day. So trees are cut down, forests are cut down to meet the demands of the growing population. This is example of your mangrove tree. You can see that these trees are generally, the roots are coming out of these trees. Some roots are submerged under the water and some roots are above. the water. So these are called mangrove forest or tidal forest. Conservation of forest. In 1974, the villagers in the hills of Uttarakhand, they thought of very unique way to prevent the cutting down of trees. What they did, when the woodcutter came, the tree cutter came, they told them they would not leave the trees till the tree cutter left. Till the time woodcutter left, they will not leave the trees. What they did, they hugged the trees, means they put their arm around the trees like they are hugging them, and they will not allow any tree cutter to cut any kind of tree. So what happened, they put their arms around the trees. When the tree cutters came, they told them, if you will not leave, then we will stand here only hugging the trees. You have to cut us also while cutting the trees. So the tree cutters left from there. So this movement was called chipko movement. Sundarlal Bahuguna, Chandi Prasad Bhatt, Gaura Devi, they were the leaders of the movement. Remember the names Sundarlal Bahuguna, Chandi Prasad Bhatt, and Gaura Devi. They were the leaders of the movement. So a question come. What was Chipko movement? It was a unique way for prevention of the cutting down of trees. When the tree cutters came, they told them they would not leave the trees till the time the tree cutters will leave. So they put their arms around the trees like they are hugging them. They told the woodcutters that you have to cut us also if you want to cut the trees. Trees are also planted throughout the year through the social forestry movement. It was started. One Mahotsav is celebrated every year in the rainy season. Every child is encouraged to plant a tree. Soil forestry movements, these are aiming at planting more and more trees. The trees which we are cutting now, that much more than that trees we should plant. They are telling this thing that we should plant more trees. Wildlife. Forests provide shelter to animals. In the past, wild animals, birds, they were hunted as a sports. Means earlier the birds and the wild animals they were hunted as a sports activity. So some animals were extincted from the earth. They become extinct. Now they don't exist on earth. Many animals are endangered. Endangered means they are on the stage that they can become extinct in future. Our government has taken steps to preserve the wildlife also. Now hunting is banned in India. You cannot follow the hunting. Many wildlife sanctuary, national parks, they have been set up. Wildlife is being protected. Natural vegetation is conserved in the wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. Tourists, they come from all over the world and our country to visit these wildlife sanctuaries and national parks where wildlife animals are kept. So, a sanctuary is basically an area where wild birds or animals are protected. So, these are where wildlife sanctuaries, bird sanctuaries, national parks, and tiger projects are there. You can see, so I will tell you the famous one which is in your book Kaziranga, Manas, Sundarbans. Okay. Next, Vetanthangal, you have heard in the previous chapter. Mudumalai, this we have done in the previous chapter. Periyar, okay. Then come here, Gir Forest. Then one more here, Jim Corbett National Park. These are very famous. Ranthambore also. These are the famous wildlife sanctuaries, bird sanctuaries, and national park. Where the lion symbol is made, that is wildlife sanctuary. Where the bird symbol is made, that is bird sanctuary. Where this deer symbol is made, that is national park. Where this tiger symbol is made, red one, that is tiger project. So there are wildlife sanctuaries and national parks in many parts of India. Kaziranga National Park and Manas Sanctuary. Kaziranga National Park, Manas Sanctuary. They are in the northeast, very famous for elephants, rhinoceros, tigers, deers. Sundarbans are home of Royal Bengal tiger, Sundarbans. The Asiatic lion, it is being found in the Gir forest of Gujarat. Here, Asiatic lion. The tiger project means tiger is being protected in national parks like Ranthambore and Corbett. In Ranthambore, you can find tigers, and in Jim Corbett, you can find tigers. So a star fact. Cable Lamzao. Cable Lamzao, it is a floating national park. It is the only floating national park in India, which is in Manipur. And India is only country where you can find both the tigers and the lions in the forests. So it is the only country where you can find the tigers and the lions in the forest. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.